Hey everyone, so it's been a while since the last video. Life gets in the way. I mentioned it before, but I'm a dialysis patient. 3 times a week I have to hook myself up, needle myself here, and sit on a dialysis machine for 4 hours at a time. And it's not the best when you want to crack on and make guitars, but life gets in the way of everybody, doesn't it? And I've been doing a few other bits as well. I've put a new roof on the shed because it needed it. But I'm back, and I think this is episode 5, I think. And what I'm planning on doing today is planing the sides of the neck so the fretboard is the same shape as the neck. But the main thing I want to do is I want to do some bits to the body. I want to do some facets. So I don't know if you can see on here, but I've drawn around these lines here. This is kind of where my facet is going to be. I'm going to do these, I think, at a 45-degree angle or closest to, and then the same on the back as well, and start getting this thing faceted and shaped the way that I want it. It might be that I do a facet and then another facet because it's quite thick, so I think it could take it. But that's kind of what I want to get done today in this very, very, very hot shed, because it is really, really warm in here. But I'm going to get set up, I think, to do the body first, and I'll just start doing that and we'll see how far we get. Okay? Let's do it. So let's get the clamps off. Right, definitely stuck. Been glued for about a week, but yeah, it's that's fine. So what I need to do is trim off the excess, and we'll use a bandsaw and a plane for that. And see where we are. Okay. Okay, so just going to trim the excess off. Okay, next is just to plane it up, get it flush. We'll do that now. Okay, bit of planing, trusty hand plane. There we go. Whoop. to move around a bit, but that's all right. When I'm planing with a hand plane like this, I like to kind of creep up on it and just take really thin little bits off so I don't go digging into the rest of the neck. Okay, a little bit up here, that's pretty flush, that's good, happy with that. Let's do that end. Okay, let's turn it around. Okay, that is flush. Flush on that side, just do the other side. And then I'll show you what we've got. Bit tricky getting on them ends there where the headstock is, but it's doing it. Nice. That bit there, which I can do with this little tool, just a little bit here. And then one of the smallest hand planes that I own, well, yeah, pretty much. I've got 3 this size, tiny little hand planes. This is a scraper plane, and it's great just for this edge here. Great that. All right. Happy with that? Quick sands. Sands. Okay, so we've got a fretboard on the neck. Obviously it's all peely, so it's all the same colour, but under there, quite you probably can't hear that, but it has got a bit of resonance to it, which is pretty cool. But there you go. Next thing to do on this is I want to work out really what inlays I'm going to do. I'm not quite sure yet, so I really need to have a think about that. So we have the fretboard in situ there. That's the back. That's just a bit of glue. That'll come off. It's in its rough state, but it's getting there. So what I want to do now, this end here, I want to put the same end to it, same angles as this has got. That's the main template. So I think really just put that on and draw around it and cut it off. Sounds good. So just put the template on the neck. So we've got centre line on the centre line, centre line on the centre line. If you can hear me, there's a plane going over. We're not far from Manchester Airport here, so we're directly underneath the flight path. So I'm going to draw there and there, I think. By the way, this line that I've drawn here, that's 15mm away from the last fret slot. There we go. So those diagonal lines there are the end of the fretboard. So I'm going to cut that off because I might as well. Why not, eh? Let's cut it off. So I'm going to cut the end of this. And I'm going to do it, I think, with my really nice, fine gentleman's saw, because I'm a gentleman. Alright, and then the next one, kind of cut backwards here, I think. Let me cut that off completely. Okay, so lots more sanding to do on that, but hang on. Better. There's the end. That's alright, happy with that. Okay, so I've just screwed a batten across the bench there so I can just kind of brace the body up to it, because I'm going to use a little plane here. I'm just kind of go like that, you know, on each facet that I can reach. It's going to get more tricky as I go in, and especially tricky here. So I'm probably going to be using off the tool wall here, I'm probably going to go with a mixture of the Shinto saw rasp and then these really nice rasps that I have here. Is that going to go into focus? Focus. We're going to focus. Is that in focus? Possibly. Yeah, and they're a really nice, sharp, quick way, and they're exactly the same as that kind of size. So maybe I could just go in with those and then sandpaper. But the first thing we're going to do is just go in with the little plane there, and then I do have miniature planes if I need to just get in and finesse it a little bit. So that's the setup. Let's move the camera, and I'll do some of these on camera, but then I don't think you need to see me doing all of them on camera because it's going to take a long time. Okay, so I'm going to start at the end here, and I'm just going to plane it the best I can. I'm going to use my eye to get as close to the angle that I'm happy with. Now, if I'm doing this and it starts looking good and the different angles, then I'm going to leave it, because facets are facets, and the more, I guess, organic it looks in terms of facets. Think of a natural quartz crystal, you know, they look amazing and they're natural. So it's the kind of thing I'm going for, rather than a gemstone, which is very, very worked out, precise facets. I like the idea of a little bit looser, so I'm going to go with that. So let's get going anyway. So a little plane and off I go. Ooh. I think I may need to clamp this because it wants to move, so let's just grab a clamp and see if we can clamp it up without getting in the way. That's the trick. That'll probably do. Can you see what I'm doing? Maybe move it a bit more. There we go. Off we go. This is end grain, so it's a bit different, but it's looking alright. I'm liking the grain actually. I'm liking the transition of the grain coming this way and then kind of going off at an angle with a facet. I like that. Nice. Okay. So I've got one little facet there and I've gone up to the line that I wanted, and that's about 45 degrees and it's really small. I was thinking it'd be a lot bigger than that, so I'm going to move my line in a bit more and then go at a 45 degree, because that's not the look I want. I want a bigger facet than that. So I'm going to just have a workout, maybe just keep planing that bit till I'm happy, and then see where the line lies, and then do the rest like that. Okay, but it's progress. Okay, so I have gone in and I have drawn another line parallel pretty much to the first line that I drew. So rather than, see, this is the bit that I've gone in at an angle there, rather than doing that at 45 degrees, I'm going to go back to this line at 45 degrees, which will bring me further down here. Then I'll see where that lies, and if that looks okay, then it's about doing the same on the back, really. And in terms of measurement, let's just have a quick look here. Sort of do it here. So yes, 20 mil. I was kind of hoping 20 mil at 45 degrees would give me something quite good. This body is round about 40, something like that. Can you see that? So I'm hoping it gives me a good facet, because that's what I want. I want this thing to be faceted, you know. It's got to look good. Okay, I will crack on. Okay, I'm going to do the same edge and see where that gets me. Kind of there, I think, so let's just get going. Yeah, I think maybe that could be quite good. This is awkward. But I will persevere. It doesn't want to clamp because it's going to be in the way. Part of me wants to drill a hole in it and screw it to the bench, but that would be bad. So I'll keep going like this. I think I'll have to hold it. Well, I'll keep going and I'll do it off camera, and we'll see where we get, because I think just watching me struggle and playing away is going to be pretty boring to watch. So I'll get this done. So I was messing around there with the plane, and then I thought, you know what, I've got a bandsaw there that will go to a 45-degree angle. So there you go. So I've set the table at 45 degrees, lined it up and just tried a cut on the guitar, and it's done exactly what I wanted it to do, which is pretty cool. That's just straight off the bandsaw, so that will need some finessing with the planes and files and whatnot, but that's pretty good. That's kind of what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it all up and do the rest on the bandsaw. I think some bits won't work on the bandsaw, and I'll find that out as I go, but I think it's the way to go for now. Alright, so I am marked all the way around 20 mil. Okay, so by following the lines on here on my 45-degree bandsaw, we should get 45-degree facets all around, as far as I can get, really. So I'm going to try it and see where we get to. Wish me luck. Okay, so there were the easy bits. See the facets? Well, I'm quite happy with those. The tough bits are going to be going this way. So I'm going to have a think about those and see where I go. But I'll carry on with this off camera because it's just me sawing, and then we'll have a look and see where we are. Okay, but I'm pretty happy with that so far. That's cool. Let's have a look. Yeah, so straight off the bandsaw, there we go, some 45-degree facets all around. These bits are going to be tricky because I'm kind of going in. I need to think about my order of cuts on these, which I'll have I think you don't need to see me thinking, you need to see me doing. But I'll figure it out and I'll get on with it. So, being on the bandsaw, doing the 45s, the 45 degrees, got all the way around. These bits were tricky, so there's a lot of sanding and kind of shaping to be done in them. This end here I'm going to do by hand because I really don't want to accidentally kind of cut through where I'm going with that. That is going to be a slightly different shape, but not just yet. But yeah, that's the top kind of 45 degrees. Again, this side need to do a lot of sanding and filing and whatnot, but it'll be fine. But I'm pretty happy with that facet design. I've got to do the same on the back, and it should come to, I think it's going to come to a point, I think, which is kind of what I want. And then I was going to facet these again at a different angle. Maybe I might do the odd one, maybe kind of go in here with it at a slightly different angle, make a bit of a feature of it. I'm not sure yet, but I'm happy with where I'm up to. It's completely changed the shape of the guitar, in terms of the profile of it, you know. But I think it's going to be cool. I'll keep going. So I'm just kind of doing a bit of work with the file here. It is faceted for the first facet. Obviously there's a lot of bandsaw marks on there that will be off. Things will be a bit more neater. This is straight off the bandsaw and I've just done some filing, but it's coming along. It's certainly lighter, there's all the bits, so that's a little bit of weight relief there. So now it's just a case of kind of straightening all these up and putting them in I guess a shape and a style that I like. I want it to look like a natural, like I mentioned earlier, kind of like a natural quartz facet. So if you've ever seen quartz or you've seen amethyst, and it's all sort of faceted, but it's natural faceted, that's the kind of look I'm going for. So I'll just keep going. Some of these points will be flattened off, some of the edges will be flattened off, and it's just a case of getting it how I'm happy with. So let's keep going. Okay, so what I'm doing at the moment, I've got it clamped in the vise here so it's easier to work on. I'm just kind of going in with the chisel and my little tiny plane there and a sanding stick, and just kind of taking off edges that I want to take off that look a bit more natural. And also I'm thinking of comfort. You know, you want to play this thing, you don't want a big sharp thing sticking in your arm, so these are going to be kind of cut off as facets as well. Really there's no sort of rule to how many facets and what shape of facets I can have on this. I'm just going to have some fun with it, so I'll just keep doing it. I'm just kind of going along this line here with a chisel and bit of sandpaper and stuff just to see what it's going to look like. I'm going to go quite deep with that, so that's quite flat. I'm probably going to come across here somehow and maybe off here and do quite a severe chop off there. But the faceted guitar is getting there. You know what though, I've been thinking I haven't got a name for it, so I need a name for this thing. It's got to be something along the lines of faceted, surely. If you've got any ideas of names, just put it in the comments below. Let me know. Thanks. So, little tiny plane here. I'm just going down this line, just kind of carefully, you know. Something about little tiny shavings from a plane. They're just amazing, you know. And this is end grain here, so it's kind of a little bit tough, but that's working quite well how I want it. Really, just that last bit there. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, but for me, making a guitar is basically sanding a piece of wood until a guitar appears, and that's kind of what I'm doing here now. Just shaping. Quite enjoying it, though it is very, very hot. Extremely hot, but I will just keep going. Okay, so I have been tinkering around. I've been using my sanding disc, I've been using files, I've been using chisels, I've been using mini planes, scrapers, all kinds of stuff to get these facets where I'm starting to get happy, and I'm starting to get happy with them. So they're at 45 degrees. Okay, that's showing up, hopefully it's showing up. So there we are so far. Okay, and I'm happy with it. I've got to do quite a little bit of finessing around these bits here, but it's getting there. I'm not worried, it's going to work, you know, it's going to be absolutely fine. Kind of feels like an axe, which you know, if this was metal, you could chop wood with it, no doubt. Quite a few sharp edges on there that I'm going to have to do something about. I have done another facet along here because that's where you're going to be kind of playing and you don't want to be jamming into that. Here I am doing something, a few little facets, because again you don't want it as sharp as this there for when you're playing, you know. And the next in, you don't want to be slamming into something sharp there, that wouldn't be fun. But it's been a good session. I've done some bits to the neck, done a lot to the body. It is now absolutely throwing it down outside. You can probably hear it bouncing off my brand new roof in the shed here. Well, that's it so far. I'm going to do a few more bits and bobs, and we'll see where we get to, but I'm happy. I'm getting a little bit done. It's good fun. Well, I think I've had enough of sanding for today. I'm really hot, I'm really dirty. It's been like sanding in a sauna today, but I've got a lot done. The guitar is looking good, or the body's looking good rather. I'm actually quite surprised at how sharp these edges are, so I'm going to have to do something to those because I don't think it's going to be very user friendly if it's very sharp. I have done some bits here to stop that, so I might do a little bit of that here, but I do like the look of it. I do like the look of that really kind of sharp faceted edge, you know. I think it looks amazing. So that's the body, enough for today. The neck, so it's been glued, there's a truss rod in there, it's been trimmed flush, or the fretboard's been trimmed flush. We've got the shape of the headstock. I need to do some bits to this. One thing I want to do, I want to bind the fretboard, but I don't know if I want to bind the end of the fretboard here, because I might want to put a facet on that. Facets everywhere. So I might just bind the edges, but then will it look a little bit odd if I miss the end? If that's faceted, if I do a bind the end? That's the question. Do I bind the end? Well, I mean, all I need to do really is bind the edges and then have a look at the end and see what it looks like, I think. But do I want to do that today? Ooh, I think that's for another day. I think binding the neck needs to be in the next episode. I'll do a lot more on the neck. I've done loads on the body in this episode. I am happy with it. Not ecstatic with it, but I'm happy with it. So I think that's enough. Yeah, I think that's enough for today. I might do some more tomorrow, so this episode might continue. But if not, then that's the end of the episode. I'll take some photos as ever and put them at the end. But thanks for watching, and I'll probably maybe see you in the next episode. If not, I'll continue this episode. Alright, thanks a lot. So I will see you in the next episode, because I was really tired and dusty and I didn't want to bother doing any more. But there's some photos here of close-ups of the details of facets, fresh off the bandsaw, fresh off the sander. I'm pretty happy with it, but that's it. So I will see you in the next episode, because this episode is finished. So thanks for watching this one. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you next time. Thanks guys.